This is episode 538 on the 24th of June 2022 as June is slowly coming to a close. 26th June. Can anyone tell me the significance of this date? Anyone listening to this program? Is anyone listening to this program? Those who are not, well, boo hoo to you. So, can anyone tell me the significance of this date? It is one of great magnitude, not only for me but for the world of talk shows and podcasts. Sounds remarkable, doesn't it? Let me tell you again. 26th June. Can anyone tell me what is the significance of this date? It is one of great magnitude, not only for me but for the world of talk shows and podcasts. Sounds remarkable, doesn't it? Sounds remarkable, doesn't it? The mission is to disseminate information through digital media and initiate a civilized discussion in sports, education, popular culture, and entertainment. I repeat once again, the mission is to disseminate information through digital media and initiate a civilized discussion in sports, education, popular culture, and entertainment in a world where talk shows and similar assortments, when they discuss, that discussion is anything but civilized, and the mission is anything but disseminating information. It's more like showing off and having an uncivilized shouting match. Well, keep guessing because 26th June, remember this date in forever. Well, keep guessing because 26th June revolutionized this world of sports, education, popular culture, and entertainment and talk shows as a whole, and brought about a tectonic change and brought about a tectonic shift. But for now, let me take you back to the origins. 48 months ago. 48 months ago. What happened 48 months ago? I uploaded the pilot episode at 11 a.m. 48 months ago, the first ever episode of this talk show was uploaded, and since then I have never looked back. 48 months ago, I uploaded the pilot episode at 11 a.m. The first ever episode at 11 a.m. The floodgates opened. You have often heard this term, the floodgates opened. It changed the way we look at talk shows and the way we discuss sports, education, popular culture, and entertainment. Let me tell you once again, the floodgates opened. It changed the way we look at talk shows / podcasts and changed the way we have a civilized discussion in the world of sports, education, popular culture, and entertainment. That was the first episode. 48 months ago at 11 a.m. on the 26th of June was uploaded the first episode, and soon we would be knocking on the doors of 550 episodes, which is just a month away. Imagine when you start something and you start something which many feel doesn't have it in it to last that long, and then 4 years later you are celebrating 550 episodes. So when I started this 4 years ago, it's been 4 years, 48 months, and a whole lot of hours spent curating the content. So when I started this 4 years ago, I could not fathom creating and curating content that all and sundry were in awe of as stocks rose. The roots of the show grew firmer each passing year, and now it has created its own world. It's beyond something as mundane as a startup, it's a multinational world. Talk shows and podcasts have derived its origin from radio. The whole idea is to have an audio show. So talk shows and podcasts have derived its origin from radio. But this modified version allows us to listen to various kinds of programs on a more macro level. To reach a larger audience, I leverage application and tools which go beyond conventional modes and leaning on a more targeted audience. Do I have a target audience? Yes, I do, like anyone else does. But that depends on their interest. But I do have a target audience. But that's the thing, I won't be telling what my target audience is. When one keeps repeating the same activity, the internal expectation is to be a different person from when one started that activity. So, what I was 48 months ago when I started this program, which has become a legendary program in the world of talk shows, and 26th June is a legendary date in the world of talk shows, and I can feel it inside that there is a huge change and I want to keep going at the same pace. Who knows, the improbable milestone of 5,000 episodes may be breached. Moving on, as everyone knows, the India Island series starts this Sunday. But did you know that there is an India Island series happening? Because all the focus is obviously on the rescheduled test between India and England, where 12 points are at stake and a position in the finals of the Test World Cup is at stake. This India Island tournament is inconsequential as always, yet significant. India tours Ireland every year. They tour England for a full 50 over, 20 over, and a 5-day tournament. So they go through Ireland just to make the contractual obligations, so that the Irish cricket board is happy that okay, maybe we'll get something out of this particular gesture. It's nothing more than a gesture so that Ireland, as a cricket board, the cricket part of it, the players keep earning their paycheck. Now let me give you an idea. The India Island in cricket is as blue moon as India Brazil. So what is Ireland to cricket is India to football. Because Ireland is at the lowest rung of the ladder when it comes to cricket, it is still an associate nation. Why? Why is the international governing body not able to go beyond this associate nation and full member nation? Discrimination is something I do not know as of yet, and why does this discrimination happen in the first place is something that still baffles me. So for cricket, Ireland, Netherlands, Scotland, they play most of the time in the World Cup, but even for that they have to go through qualification, which is a matter of shame. Just as to qualify for a major tournament in football, India has to go through qualifications. Just a few days ago or a week ago, India went on to qualify for the Asia Cup, which was seen as a huge deal because the World Cup dreams are probably 100 years away. So just as little as India plays in football and they play limited countries, It's the same for Ireland. Ireland is happy playing Netherlands, Scotland, Namibia, Papua New Guinea, Nepal. They're happy playing such similar associate member teams. They play amongst each other to qualify for World Cups. That is why it's a huge deal for a country like Ireland. It's already a force in football and in hockey, but in cricket it's in the same boat as India is in football. Basically nowhere. No one even knows that you have an Ireland cricket team as far as cricket is concerned. So what are the expectations from both the teams as far as the India-Ireland tour is concerned? Well, whether India wins 2-0 or squares at 1-all, well, losing to Ireland would be a matter of shame a little bit, because Ireland has beaten teams like South Africa and Pakistan in World Cups, so they are not that ignorant a team, but they are not getting consistent opportunities at the highest, at the World Cup level. And when will the international governing body move away from this associate member versus full member attitude is something even I don't know. And at the same time, the media does not care. Yes, they know there's a India-Ireland series, but all the focus is on the India-England series. The fifth match, which was rescheduled after certain incidents happened, which forced the Indian Cricket Board to request the England Cricket Board to reschedule, and it became a huge deal. But whatever happened last, that's in the vault. This is not only about the 12 points, this is about how England has transformed under a new management. Did you need a new management to transform? Because England chased down 300 runs in 50 overs in a 5-day match on the final day, but I'm not surprised they did it. I'm neither excited nor at the same time I'm surprised at the chase down 300. Of course, every time whenever there's a new captain, a new coach, everybody is excited. But after few months, it becomes the same mundane things. They make the same errors, and then after a while we grow tired of the coach's philosophy of being super ultra aggressive. We will grow tired of this Brendan McCullum, Ben Stokes philosophy of let's be aggressive, let's be sports entertainers and not sports professionals. So that was the whole idea. Of course, you're supposed to entertain. Can 5-day matches entertain? Yes. Who made 5-day matches boring? I think 5-day matches are not made boring by the cricketers on the field, but rather by the commentators who speak slowly because they know they have a lot of time. They talk about the most mundane of things because they know there's a lot of time, and then so when England chased down 350 overs, though they had 72 overs, and it was left to Ben Stokes and Johnny Bairstow, well, I'm not surprised it happened. It was always going to happen. So when they were hitting 4s and 6s for fun, I don't think either side was surprised by this. So there is no new England, no new attitude. It was something which was just dormant and it exploded. It was always there. We have seen Ben Stokes do that, Johnny Bairstow do that. It just depends on your mindset. So in 50 or in 5-day matches, can we hit 6s? Why not? Who's stopping you from hitting 6s? Who's stopping you from hitting 100 or 50 balls? Who's stopping you from scoring at 5 runs per over? Who's stopping you from playing sweep shots and reverse sweeps and switch hits? Nobody. You don't want to do it because you have been given this cocoon that for a 5-day match you have to be technically correct, you have to be patient. Well, nobody cares about being patient. If a ball is there to be hit, hit it. But let's get back to this India Island series. As I said, the media has no interest. The interest will only come into picture if they lose a match or something happens, because the players selected for this tournament, except one or two individuals, are at the fringe level, and they have been given a chance because the regular players are in England preparing for that test match, that historic test match which the broadcasters try to reiterate and remind everyone time and time again. And the flawed nature of the governing body is there to be seen. If I was part of the governing body, I would say, I don't care. I'm giving teams like Netherlands, Ireland, I'm allowing them to play more test matches. Afghanistan has just in the last 2-3 years reached that full member nation status. They have done enough so they don't have to go through the qualifying stages to reach a World Cup. It's time that we remove this qualification criteria, or if we want a qualification criteria, let it be more transparent, because I would make it compulsory that every team has to play at least 5 ODIs, 3 test matches against Ireland, a full tour. 2 T20s, what are you trying to prove? Just because you have 2 separate teams, so you can afford to do that. What are you trying to prove by such activities? I don't know what are you trying to prove. But as I said, this tournament will go under the radar. It will anyways go under the radar because the match starts at 9 p.m. Indian time, 4 p.m. local time or 4:30 local time, which means while their match ends at 8 p.m. local time, it will end here at 12:30, 1 p.m. local time. What does that mean? It's a very simple thing. Viewership will be limited, but 4:30 was the best time they could schedule. Anything before that and becomes difficult. Even the commentators for this particular India Island series will be fringe, and you won't even know that they exist. They will be the scum of the commentary panel, not the big ones as one wants to use such words. So what would be my team for the India Island series? Whether it has importance, whether you have fringe players in that particular team, that I don't know, but these fringe players often go on to become big players. India has told Ireland before also, so it's not new that they are going over there. There's something special about it, but it's a short tour. Instead of a long tour, it's a short tour, and it happens every year before they tour England. So why not tour Netherlands also, Scotland also, Ireland also? Why not do that? But that's the attitude. As I said, it's an obligation. It's just to fulfill contractual obligations and give some money in the bank. The Ireland Cricket Board, who lack the sponsorship backing unless teams like England, Australia come to their turf and then sponsors develop an interest. So what would be my team for the match on Sunday? My team would be very different. Of course, a few players have made their way to England for the test match. We'll talk about that later. So I would open with Rahul Tripathi and Ishan Kishan. I would bring Gaikwad a break. In fact, I would even send Gaikwad to the England series, whether he plays or not, but I would send Gaikwad to the test team. Sanju Samson would be in the team as number 3. Shreyas Iyer is not there. Dinesh Karthik would continue to be there because, well, he's done decently. Hardik Pandya has been made the captain of this particular team. And then comes the big changes. I would have Venkatesh Iyer as the other all-rounder, as the other fast bowling all-rounder. Whether the team management agrees or not, I would have him in the team. So Pandya and Iyer as the fast bowling all-rounders, and Bhuvi as the semi-fast bowling all-rounder. Akshar Patel as a spinning all-rounder, Harshal Patel and Arshdeep as the fast bowlers, and then you can choose between Umran Malik and Chahal. Of course, there's Ravi Bishnoi also. I would Now this is very interesting. The team management for this is not your regular coach, but an interim coach. So everything is interim. The team is interim, the captain is interim, the coaching staff is interim, the attitude towards is interim and half-hearted. It's only being conducted to fulfill obligations and contractual obligations towards the tournament. So who is going to take it seriously? Who is going to take seriously a team where the overhyped and the hyperbole individuals are not part of this team? But still, this is my team. Whether they choose this one or someone else, I can't predict. In fact, personally, I wanted Hardik Pandya to be part of the test team. Well, if New Zealand can gamble with Daryl Mitchell and it paid off, why can't we look at Hardik Pandya as playing for the test team? I don't think it makes a difference. The white ball, red ball differentiation is nonsensical. It has no meaning. So personally, I would want Hardik Pandya to be part of the test team as well, looking at how New Zealand has experimented with Colin the Granholm, Daryl Mitchell, and they have succeeded. Daryl Mitchell was a nobody. He was the last person you would expect to be in a 5-day team, but he's gone there. He scored over 500 runs for his team, and he's shocked everyone with his performances. Can Hardik Pandya do that? Yes, he definitely can. He's a much better all-rounder than the dibbly-dobbly all-rounders we've had. I won't name them because they're not worth naming, but he's a much better all-rounder than just to be restricted to 20 overs and 50 overs, and whatever be the attitude of the selectors, I don't care what they're thinking. I would have him in the test team whether the pseudo media, PPED media agrees with it or not. I don't care what they think. For me, what I think is more important. So this ends episode number 538 on the 24th of June 2022. Stay tuned for the next episode on the 27th of June 2022 with episode number 539.